Welcome to today's educational series of the Igbo compound of West Africa exhibit Frontier Culture Museum. Today I am here again with another interesting episode. So today I just want to go around the Igbo compound and tell us the Igbo names of some of the plants that we have here. When you come to Frontier Culture Museum, the West Africa exhibit is where you will find the bamboo growing all over the Igbo village. So let us start with the bamboo. What is the Igbo name of the bamboo? We call it achara. 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 So the bamboo is called achara in Igbo language. Let's move to the next plant. You can see the banana just behind me. What is the banana in Igbo language? The banana is known as unene. Unene. Okay, so now I am in our mini nursery where we tried out some indigenous plants to see if they are going to grow. And what you are seeing here is the pepper. Yeah. And we call the pepper ose. Ose. That is what the pepper is. So the plant is called ukwose. Ukwose. You see? This is also a type. So generally, all the species of pepper is ose. Ose. And the plant is uku ose. Here we have the cowpea. We call it akidi. 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 Woo! You can see we call this akidi. In Igbo language, it is called akidi. Akidi. Woo! Let's move to the next. Here we have a very important plant of the Igbo people, and it is nchang. It is very medicinal and we love it. Nchang. You can see the nchang growing so fresh. So fresh, which is a kind of basil. And the curry leaves. There are all kinds of basil. As you know, this is the okra, which came from the West Africa, and to the Igbo people. Oh, beautiful okra. Look at the flower. I love flowers. You can see. So we call it okoro. 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 That is what we call it in Igbo language. Okoro. As you know, this was one of the plants that was brought in and introduced by the enslaved population. And as you know, more than 40% of the enslaved population that was brought to Virginia are the Igbo people. So the okra generally came from West Africa, and the name was adopted from the Igbo language, which is okoro. Okoro. The general name for okra or okra all over the world was adopted from the Igbo language, which is okoro. Okoro. Now this is the gourd. Yeah, I know it looks like pumpkin, but this is the gourd. As you can see, it's very labeled. We have different names we call it, depending on the part of Igbo land. We have afufa. Some people call it afufa. Afufa here. And some people call it eriri akpakolo. Eriri is rope. The rope, as you can see, it grows like a rope, stretch. So eriri akpakolo. Eriri akpakolo. Here we have the eggplant, or what we generally call in Nigeria the garden egg. You can see it. being eaten by some termites that love the leaves. We also eat the leaves, but not when they are eaten this way, when they are so fresh. We grow the leaves and we use it to eat some of our meals. And it is called angara, 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 angara. And the leaves is called akukwanyara, 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 right? It is angara, angara. That is what we call it. Quickly, let me show you the yam plants doing so well. You can see it growing. Yes, you usually add the stem where it will grow. The taller it grows, the better, because it will produce. So because the land here is different, we had to try out in the bucket, and you can see it is growing. This is a tuber that we plant on ridges that I showed the other day. But we had to, all we are doing here is trying out things, because some of the plants would not grow on the land. So this is G, the king food of the Igbo people. G is growing. Look at the leaves, so fresh, right? G. This is G. The yam is G. G, and you can see it is doing so well. G. That is what we call the yam. And then quickly, let's move to the next, which is the melon. We call it egusi. Egusi, egusi. Woo! It is already producing. Egusi. Isi egusi. This fruit. Isi egusi. It is already producing. Isi egusi. Right? Egusi. Oh, look at another one here, growing so well. Let me remove this weed so that we can see it very well. You can see egusi, egusi. Okay, now we are at the cotton plants. So what do we call cotton in Igbo language? We call it owu, owu, owu. So you see, it's already producing owu. So we call the cotton owu. And it might interest you to know that we did a lot of weavings with the cotton. So the women farmed cotton a lot, and we did weaving. I'm talking about textiles. Some of the clothes we wore, we produced it on the loom with the cotton. Owu, aqua, the cotton clothes. Aqua. Aqua means clothes, and aqua owu means the cotton clothes. So that is what cotton is called in Igbo language. So we tried it here. Our beautiful interpreter Karen tried to grow it here, and you can see the success. So what do we call the weed? Weed, as you know, are unwanted plants growing in your gardens or in your field. What do we call them? We call the weeds ahihia, or we also call it, some part of Igbo will call it irure. Irure. So ahihia generally is the general term for weeds. Ahihia. A tree is known as ukwu osisi. So trees generally, ukwu osisi. And like I said, the bamboo is what? Achara. You can see the bamboo everywhere. It's all achara. Achara, achara. Our achara is usually bigger. They are thicker than this. Yes. And we are still in the Igbo village. So far, these are the plants we have here at the West Africa exhibit of Frontier Culture Museum. But we have other plants of the Igbo people which is very popular to us. We have the palm tree. The palm tree is a very, very important history of the Igbo people, amongst the Igbo people, because we use every part of the palm tree. Every part of the palm tree, it's important. Every part of the palm tree is useful, from the tree to the stem to the leaves to the fruit to the head of the fruit, oil from it, to the kernels after making the oil, which is enuaki. Anaki is a kernel, and the leaves, the thicker part, is the igu, and the very budding part, the very smooth part, the fresh budding part, is the omu, and the tree itself is the okunko. So every part of the palm tree is important. Even after making the oil that will make the chaff, we still use it. We call it a vovo. We use it to make fire. Instead of adding papers or leathers, we use it to make fire. And in pre-colonial times, some people also use it as sponge, because as you know, the oil is good for the skin also. So we use it to bath. So we have a lot of other plants. We have some sacred plants. We have the ukwoji, we have the anunuebe, osisi ofo, and these are all sacred plants, considered very sacred plants amongst the Igbo people. This is where I will be stopping it today on the Igbo educational series of the West Africa exhibit, Frontier Culture Museum, because we are done with the plants we have around the exhibit. So if you think you have a plant that perhaps was introduced by the enslaved population and grows around you, perhaps you should bring it to introduce to us, because sometimes it's difficult trying to grow some of these plants here, but we are trying to grow some of it so that we can show you when you visit. As you know, the Frontier Culture Museum is a living history museum where you learn a lot about the different cultures of the world. We have the Irish farm, we have the German farm, we have the English farm, and we have the American farm. So you learn things like the blacksmithing, the cultures, the music, the food, a lot of things. The games, people love games, the games too. So come to learn, come to know more. Like I said, I will be stopping it here today on this series, this educational series, but next time we are going to show another interesting episode. My name is Amarachi Atama. Amarachi Atama, and I am at the West Africa exhibit, which represents the Igbo farm or the Igbo compound or the Igbo village in Frontier Culture Museum. Remember, this exhibit is for everybody, so you can come, bring your families, the children love it, everybody love it. They love it because you have hands on to do things. Bye bye.